Welcome to the Interior Design Podcast. I'm Hayley Roy, a commercial interior designer with a passion for creating beautiful functional spaces. Over the years, I've worked on a variety of projects and I've accumulated a wealth of knowledge, which I'm excited to share with you. I started this podcast because I believe in the power of interior design. So much of what we need to know as designers, you won't learn in a classroom. Whether you're an aspiring designer, tackling your home project, or a seasoned pro, this podcast is for you. Season 2 is here, and I couldn't be more thrilled to kick things off with some fresh energy and exciting changes. This season, I'm joined by not one, but two incredible co-hosts, Hannah, Denny and Scarlett Mallett. Together, we're diving deeper into the world of design to bring you more perspectives, lively debates, and all the tips and tricks you need to thrive. We're here to offer practical advice, discuss the latest trends, and give you unfiltered, real-world insights. Expect honest conversations, a bit of humour, and maybe even the occasional strong opinion and language. Remember, if it's not fun, we're not doing it. And if you're a sound editor looking for a fun collaboration, let us know. We'd love to have you on board. Thanks for tuning in to Season 2 of the Interior Design Podcast. So today we're going to do an About Us episode so that you can get to know us and why we love talking to you about interior design so much on our podcast. So who is going to go first?
I mean, everyone's looking at me, so I might as well go.
Scarlett, tell us a little bit about you.
So I am 19 years old and I have been working for Harp Design for roughly about 3 years. I started as an apprentice it was business management, wasn't it, Hayley? I think it was business management.
I believe there was two, wasn't there? There was
it's customer service or business.
But they do an interior design apprenticeship now, so
which is
that's
amazing.
Much better.
And I really wanted to learn about interior design, but obviously, like we just said, there wasn't an apprenticeship in interior design, but there is now, which is very exciting. So I started out doing that when I was at Harp Design, and then we just got really busy, so I just carried on.
Learned on the
job, yeah, which I think was such a big thing for me, and it really educated me. Before I was an interior designer, after I left school, I went to animal college and I studied to be a veterinary nurse because I love animals. I love Harvey here.
Second mum, aren't you?
Yeah, second mum. But it just wasn't for me. I felt like I wanted to be more creative. So I have ADHD. And I got diagnosed in secondary school. So when I started taking my medication and kind of learning a bit more about myself, I realised that I really enjoyed art, as it was, like I said, it was that time to really calm down and focus. So when I left college, I was trying to think of all the things that I could do. It sounds a bit silly, but I didn't know that interior design was a thing. So I was thinking, what could I do with art? I started looking into it a little bit, and then Hayley put up an apprentice ad, didn't you? Mm-hmm. But I met Hayley a little bit before that, just briefly, when I met her at the gym for the first time, and it was a Halloween night, and she was dressed up as a witch. I originally thought she was Nanny McPhee, but she'll tell you something different.
I was the sexy Sanderson witch. I'm still gutted that you thought I was Nanny McPhee.
I was sitting on the table and I was like, this lady's just started speaking to me, and I was like, who's this? And then my mum comes over and is like, this is Hayley. And I was like, hello. How are you?
I was the only one dressed up, wasn't I? I was the only adult dressed up.
I think my mum put a tiny bit of blood on, but she turns up in a full witch outfit and everything. It was amazing.
You'll have to post that picture in the
oh my goodness, that was so funny.
It's in my socials somewhere. So Scarlett, you live right near the studio, don't you?
So I originally lived about 5 minutes away, but I recently moved out, so now I live about 15 minutes away. But it's kind of like the perfect area to be because you don't want to live too far away from work. I used to say that I really wanted to live in London and New York and everything when I was younger, but now that I've grown up, it's kind of I really appreciate the countryside. So when choosing a place to live when I moved out, I was really no, I want to stay in the countryside. So instead of going into the town centre, I kind of moved out further, which I really enjoy, because you have that balance. And if I need to go to London for a job or anything, that's kind of my little way to like be there,
try it
out. And then I'm like when I've had
grown-up.
too much of it, when I've had too much of London, I'm like, oh, okay, I can go home now and it's all quiet and peaceful. There's no one bumping into you and everything.
I think because we've got the office in London as well, it's a really lovely balance. I really like it, because my ex lived in London and I used to go up there every weekend, and I always lived in Colchester, and it's really nice to just to go up and be in London a couple of days a week maybe, and then come back to Colchester, and so it's a
Listen
nice
to the
balance.
birds.
Yeah, definitely.
So you recently went travelling as well, didn't you?
I did recently go travelling. I was I think it's everyone's dream really to go travelling, but I'd always wanted to travel around America, but I was very nervous about that because I didn't want to risk losing my job, because traveling is such an important thing. But obviously I'm also very lucky and I've worked really hard to get where I am today. But I did bring it up to Hayley, I mean, at the start of last year, and I was kind of like, would you let me go and then have me back? And then she was like, yeah, as long as you come back.
I kept messaging you, didn't I? Are you sure you're coming back? Because you just go quiet for months.
I know, whereas the time difference, so like I wouldn't message her, and she'd message like my mum, and everyone was like, Scarlett alive? And I'm like, yes, I'm alive, I just don't have my phone on me right now. But yeah, no, I went traveling around America. It was amazing. There's definitely some places that I would go again, some places that I wouldn't. But I mean, if you go to certain places, it is absolutely beautiful.
Did any places that you visited kind of inspire anything for your design work?
Yeah, I mean, two of my favourite places, which is I feel like quite linked to design, it was New Orleans and Colorado. Most people say New Orleans, but I got told off in the taxi when I was on the way to my hotel in New Orleans, and they were like, no, it's New Orleans, like not New Orleans. So I was like, okay, let's not say that then. Ever again.
Excuse my British accent.
Yeah. So New Orleans and Colorado were absolutely beautiful. They were my favorite places. So in New Orleans, there is this very popular street called the French Quarter, and the buildings and the structure they're just so beautiful, and it's got balconies that look over the French Quarter on either side, and it's got loads of planting going down, and it was just beautiful because I'm really into my plants. Like, I love plants, so seeing all of that to get kind of an overview of different cultures and to be able to try and work that into my design when I got back, I was very excited about that.
You were quite upset with us though, because we didn't look after your plants, did we?
Oh, I was really upset.
Even though Hayley said she watered them.
I sent no. I sent Hayley a calendar invite about like every 2 weeks. Please water my plant, and I put it on my whiteboard. I get back and it's like half brown, dying. I'm like, oh my god, no, my plant. So I've had to like top it up, but it's fine. It's growing back now. It's fine.
I'm surprised I kept a child alive, actually, because I've never been able to keep a plant alive.
And then Colorado was amazing. Another thing about me is that I love exercise, and so I got to hike when I was there, and that was amazing. And just seeing all the different kind of, I mean, it's the same with New Orleans. It's the structures, like seeing all the mountains and like hiking up, and just seeing the difference between that place and where I live is just it's just so amazing. So if I was to pick anywhere to live, if it was in America, it would definitely be Colorado. But it was just beautiful.
I need to travel.
But yeah, you can always travel.
I need to travel.
Yeah,
travel. I'll look after your children. How about we travel down to the spa?
Yeah.
We're going to Spain this year.
Yes, that's true.
With Porcelanosa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we are, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we went to Spain recently with Cosentino.
We went to the quarry, didn't we, where they cut the quartz.
Me and Hannah were acting like we were in the Titanic off the cliff, bearing in mind, very safe, don't worry. Yeah. She was holding me and my arms were out and we were just singing and Hayley was just taking a video from above like, what are they doing?
We saw all the secrets, didn't we?
Yeah.
I posted a video online and it said shh on the video, as if like we'd given away all the secrets, and I was actually recording inside the thing.
Yeah,
I didn't record inside.
No, you didn't.
No.
Yeah, they said no phones, and you were like, "What?
Oh, it was gutting.
What about my content?"
But also Christmas as well. We had the most amazing Christmas party.
Oh, that was brilliant.
In this Art Deco amazing place that we were just like, we've got to go there.
It was so unknown
Street,
as well.
Recommend.
Oh, it was so cool. It was like you were in like a different world.
Oh my God. And it was like you going to America as well. Everyone had American accents on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, that is what I expected like New Orleans to be like. I remember we got there and I was like, oh my God, it's like jazz. This is what I was like seeing as I was walking through the French Quarter. So it was amazing.
I'm still really devastated about Christmas because we weren't allowed to take any photos, were we?
No.
They wouldn't even let us take a picture of us.
No.
They made us go outside.
Yeah, outside a black door.
Yeah, it was so bad.
I
was so gutted.
It is a bit of a shame, but I do understand the reasoning.
Yeah.
It's like it's kept a surprise for other people.
It's Belle Livingstone, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
So if anyone wants to go and have a secret.
Street.
Oh, it's amazing.
So, Hannah, why don't you tell us a little bit about you?
Okay.
Yeah, you tell us your deepest and darkest secrets now.
I'm 38. I was going to say I'm 19 as well, but I don't think I could pass for that. I'm 38. I've got 2 children, a 16-year-old and a 5-year-old. I have worked in hospitality for quite some time. I used to work for Black Jacket Events as a wedding and events planner. So I know kind of what works and what doesn't in regards to kind of layout of kind of venues and marquees and, you know, pubs and everything like that. And then I worked with Hayley actually 14 years ago at a furniture manufacturer.
Oh God, it was 14 years ago.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
we had some fun. Yeah, so obviously that was before. And then I have worked with furniture suppliers as well, and then I've been here now for
It'll be a year in June.
Yeah.
Mm.
So quite a few months. I'm not very good at maths.
But we all used to kind of work together, didn't we?
Yeah,
so,
when I worked at the furniture supplier, I was kind of, you were specifying our products.
Yeah.
We used to see you a lot, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was nice. So yeah, and then now I'm here, I've got my desk here and I'm learning all about the new, well, for me, the new programs like AutoCAD and InDesign and things like that. So, and just kind of really working with Hayley at the moment, kind of going to her projects and helping her out, just trying to get used to everything really, aren't I? But that's me.
Really well.
Wait, no, what did you used to do as well?
Oh, I worked as a party host at Tempin Bowling. That's what I think Scarlett is talking about.
And then she used to go, what is it, YMCA?
Yeah, we used to be a party, go and dance on the lanes for like children's birthday parties. But I was 16 then.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was, yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't do it as like an adult.
Oh.
I thought you were the manager or something.
Oh yeah, I did. So I started as a party host, and then I worked my way up to like supervisor, sales manager, and then I was assistant manager. So I used to go to.
You must have done the YMCA really well then.
Oh, I'm brilliant at it.
Blimey.
Oh, you should see my Y. It's great. So I moved up to Yorkshire and I worked at Maidenhead and Kingston upon Thames, and we opened a brand new bowling alley in Croydon, and I trained all the staff with the other managers, teaching them the YMCA. I'll have you know. Absolute pro. You should see me go. So yeah, that's my bowling journey, which Scarlett loves to talk about, but she must have thought I did it about 3 years ago.
No, I genuinely thought you did it like in your 20s.
No, I was 6. I started when I was 16.
I could just imagine you like right now doing it.
Oh, I absolutely would as well.
You would be amazing.
Well, ages ago, before I started working here, I was thinking what I could do is like, you know, be one of those people that dresses up as princesses.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good fact about us. Me and Hannah, if you give us a microphone,
Yeah.
God, we're all in it.
I've got a red wig at home that I just put on and dance around the kitchen singing The Little Mermaid.
Oh my God, that's so good.
What is it? I went over to Hannah's on Boxing Day, and
Christmas Day.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, Christmas Day, yeah. Just to quickly grab something, and she was like, "Scarlett, let me show you what I got." brought out a karaoke
Oh,
like
that's
microphone.
brilliant.
I was like, we like started jumping up and down, going,
Yeah.
"Oh my goodness!"
So Hannah is the life and soul of the party. If we ever have a party,
Mm.
Hannah is on the dance floor
Always.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care if no one else is there. I'm bringing the vibe. I don't care.
And Scarlett just runs amok and then disappears.
Runs
and then
amok and
comes about.
disappears. Yeah,
Yeah.
to be fair. Yeah, I do.
Like, where have you been? In the toilet?
Yeah.
Oh, that's where your obsession with toilets
Yeah.
is.
Oh yeah, I
Scarlett's
do
obsessed
have an
with
obsession
toilet.
with toilets. I mean, going back to that, if I ever go out, apparently I need an air tag because I
Yes.
just go off.
Or a balloon.
Yeah.
Like
Balloon.
so we'll be like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
there's the balloon.
Oh, there's the
that must be
balloon. Oh,
Scarlett.
it's popped. Oh no.
Oh no, we've lost her.
But yeah, I've got an obsession with toilets. Going back to that, me and Hayley both do. I think we
I think
figured
yours
that-
is worse than mine.
Oh really?
Yeah, definitely.
But
But I have definitely got worse since you've started sending me pictures
Yeah.
of toilets. I've
Mm.
definitely started sending you pictures of toilets because I know
Uh-huh.
how much you love them.
I mean, I never really thought it was an obsession. When I was younger, my mum just got sick and tired of running after me. So she kind of would just say, if she's anywhere, she's in the toilet. And I remember she would actually get phone calls from my primary school going, Scarlett's climbing up the toilet cubicles again. And she would just, yeah. But it's not that. No, I am obsessed with toilets. Sorry, go back to that. I just love toilets.
Mm.
Like, I love designing them. Like, it's my favourite thing. Like, going in and taking pictures of them and sending them to
What do you
Hayley.
love about them?
I like kind of the way that you can really be adventurous in toilets.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, you can be really adventurous in toilets, but my favourite thing is making it kind of like a traditional Victorian old school toilet. So with the
Pull chain.
the pull
There was
chain
one of those at
and
the,
everything.
the Christmas,
Christmas
party.
party.
you
I took a
played,
picture of
and
that,
she
don't
was like,
worry.
oh my god!
I was very excited about that. But yeah, no, I think you can be so creative within a toilet. So
Mm.
I just love it.
I might actually. We this is our second take of this. I might actually post the other one because we did talk about toilets a lot.
Oh, we
so we
did.
could just have another video of Scarlett's
Just-
obsession
Just
with
talk
Yeah.
toilets.
I think we should do that.
Watch,
Yeah.
that's gonna be the video that goes viral.
Yeah.
Girl has obsession with toilets.
Yeah. Is arrested.
Because she's climbing up
Yeah.
the cubicles again.
Sitting in the
We-
system.
We had to do another take because literally the first take was just Scarlett just talking about
Yeah.
toilets.
And me going,
I can go on, sorry.
Me sitting in the corner.
So Hannah, do you like toilets? No.
I like toilets. Like, they're useful. And some of them are very pretty, but yeah.
Do you have an obsession?
I don't think I could say it.
I know you've got a fear of spoons.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
goodness. I was going to mention that, but I didn't think anyone would.
Yeah, I'm terrified of big spoons. Oh, look, my hands are going
Oh,
already.
don't talk about spoons.
And moths as well.
Moths.
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 Moths are
The
just
ones that go in your
butterflies, though.
closet when
The ones
you're
that
really
they, like,
old.
fly at you and like they peck you. And
Ugh.
went to Barcelona once when I was at college, and the moths there were terrifying. They were like birds.
Ugh.
Maybe not, but but yeah, spoons. I have got better with spoons. Like, I'll touch them now, and so I swap them over with my 5-year-old son.
I knew. I was
have
waiting for
his
you to say
teaspoon,
that.
and I'm like, there you go. You can have the.
What was it when you
giant
were in
one.
a restaurant? You would just take his spoon and swap it.
Yeah, swap it over. Like, he's not got off here. He can put it in his mouth.
He could be a big boy and have the big spoon. Oh,
Anyway, yeah. But no, I don't think I've got any obsessions.
What's the top of your bucket list?
No.
Have you got a bucket list? Have you got a bucket list?
mm-hmm.
What's the top of yours?
It was skydiving, but I did that in 2020. So I raised money for a charity and I did it, and it was amazing. I would love to do that again. But now it is scuba diving. So I recently went to South Africa to see my family, and I snorkeled with the sharks out there, and I was just so jealous that everyone with a scuba diving license could actually go down into the reefs, and I was just up there paddling along,
I
just
thought you were
looking
gonna
at the sharks.
So you were jealous of the sharks?
No.
I'm so jealous just watching them swim around.
But that's something that I would love to do.
I'd really like to do that as well. Or like in a shark cat, you know, like a.
Oh yeah.
You did that, didn't you? Diving with
No, I
sharks?
got that for. Well, no, I got for Christmas a few years ago. I got diving with sharks, but then COVID happened, so I couldn't do it.
Right.
But no, it wasn't in a cage. It was out actually in the sea.
Oh,
So, and then I remember like a shark came up to me and you have to like tap their nose. So, but it was amazing. I got it all on a GoPro, but
Did you?
suddenly didn't record.
Oh, no.
Brilliant. I
Sounds
know.
like us here.
Yeah, I know. We're really good with IT here,
We're
by
so
the way.
Please help
Please
us.
someone
please.
rescue us. Interior designers do
Yeah.
IT is not great, but yeah, we're getting there. We're getting
We're
there.
getting
We've
there.
we've been winging it. We're getting there. We'll get there.
We haven't learnt anything about you, Hayley.
You haven't.
No.
I have a question.
Tell me.
What is a dream you kind of have for the business or the podcast?
Ooh.
So what do you want to hopefully or maybe do with it?
I just really love designing interiors. So I would just really love to just keep plugging away at my career and just kind of do more exclusive places and but yeah, I mean the podcast, I just want it to do well. I just want people to learn. Because one of the reasons that I set up the podcast was because I was looking for something that was going to teach me something in interior design. And there's a lot of people talking about things. They're not really talking about the real educational things that you need to know to do your job. So, and, you know, and I'm constantly in the car or I'm on a train or I'm doing something. And actually, I really wanted to listen to a podcast that was going to teach me something. And I couldn't find exactly what I was looking for. So that's one of the reasons why I set it up. And I just want people to use it, you know, and to be able to benefit out of it all over the world. I mean, we have gone global.
Yeah.
Australia's getting huge now as well.
What is Honolulu?
Honolulu.
Yeah, someone in Honolulu is listening.
Hello to person in
Hello.
Honolulu.
Hola. No, what is that?
What?
Don't know.
Hola? That's Spanish.
Oh, yeah. Aloha. Aloha?
Aloha.
Maybe.
Aloha.
That's
We're just-
Hawaii, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Aloha.
isn't... Okay, we're not good at geography here. We learn. Sorry.
More languages.
More languages.
Interior design, yes.
Yeah.
So a question then, if you could have someone living or past on the podcast, who would it be and why?
If I could have someone on the podcast, it would be Richard Branson. I would love
Richard, if you're listening.
I dreamt
You love
about
him.
Richard Branson the other night. I meet Richard Branson in my dreams.
Do you?
And he gives me advice. It's
Are
lovely.
you on like a hot air balloon together, like just sailing into the
No,
sunset?
he's just giving me like general life advice.
Oh.
It's quite nice. I think he's a really nice man. And I follow him everywhere and online. No, I'm not a stalker. But like
Online, just add
yeah,
that back
online,
in again.
online. And I just think he's a really lovely guy, and I'd really love to sort of see his house and what it
Yeah.
looks like, and like the interior of it, and love to do something like that. So, Richard,
And
if
he's
you're
got-
listening, we would love to do something with you. You're very welcome on the podcast
were.
anytime.
And he's got great hair, isn't he?
Great hair.
Hannah,
Yes.
is there anything that you enjoy doing in your spare time?
Um,
Or like a fun fact about you?
a fun fact. Well, I can get both legs over my head. That's quite fun.
I mean, that is quite helpful. I mean, what? Dirty.
I would do it, but I've got a dress on. Anything I do in my spare time? Obviously, I spend a lot of time with the children. We've got a lovely relationship, me and my daughter.
Oh, yeah.
What did she say to you yesterday?
Oh, she said I look like Ronnie from Love Island because I had my hair up and back. And I did, she was like, Mum, you're giving Ronnie from Love Island vibes. And I was like, oh, I've had my hair like this all day.
I thought you looked beautiful yesterday.
Thank
I loved
you.
your hair yesterday.
I got a message. I'm never doing my hair like that again. And I was just like,
I think it was because it was all back and it just receding hairline and all sorts. Not that I've got one, but
You haven't. I don't know what they were talking about.
what else do I do? I've got a little trumpet. I like to bounce at home on my.
oh yeah.
like that.
Oh, what, your little like...
Yeah. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
used
yeah.
to go to bounce in Colchester, and then I brought my own, and then in lockdown did it like YouTube videos and stuff.
It's good exercise,
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
really
Yeah,
good
it
fun.
is.
But that's about it, really.
What do you
I
do
like
for
walking.
exercise? You like walking?
Yeah, sorry.
I like walking.
I like walking.
Where do you walk?
I do lots of walks around Alsford. I walk to Wivenhoe.
'Cause
Brightlingsea
you've got dogs,
is
haven't you?
beautiful. Yeah, I've got my 2 dogs. that
What are your
come
dogs
in.
called?
Monty and Mabel.
And what kind of dogs are they?
Monty is a Yorkie Bichon cross, and Mabel is a Yorkshire Terrier. So Monty's 11 in February, actually, and Mabel's 2. So yeah, but she's brought him out of himself. He was a very grumpy old man like Eeyore, but now he's almost puppy-like again. So it's nice.
He is, yeah.
Mabel's so sweet.
I know, I
She
love
just
her.
No,
like,
she's
such a flirt.
Yeah.
She's such a flirt. She goes on the floor on her stomach. It's just like, look at me,
She's
give
like,
me
"Hey."
attention.
Hey boys.
Hey. Whenever like Harvey's in the office and Harvey's like, I was interested in you, but
Yeah.
now you're here so much.
You're
I'm
too
not.
easy. Yeah.
You've given me too much now.
You've got cats, haven't you,
I
Scarlett?
have.
Oh,
I have.
baby cats.
I've just got 2 kittens. I got snow Bengals. So I've always wanted a Bengal, but they're so expensive, and also I love them because they're really energetic. So they're actually descended from Asian leopards. So they've got like leopard print and everything. So they're very cute.
They are
but
beautiful.
their names are, oh God.
Pinky?
Oh, Pinky? No.
Pinky
It's
and
similar. It's similar. Their names are Lulu and Tink.
Oh.
So
Oh, it
they
used to be Pinky though, didn't it? Or something?
that was the name before.
Yeah.
But
When you adopted them.
so yeah, no, I rescued them from a rescue centre. But yeah, no, I've got my 2 little cats.
And you have to pick the bone off the meat or something. don't you?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, so
raw meat.
they have to have
Pick the meat off the
raw
bone.
meat, and you literally have to have a fork and scrape all of the big bones out. It's disgusting. Like my freezer's full of raw turkey mince. Like it's not nice. It smells awful. But they're coming off of that, so hopefully I can order them one that's already like pre-made raw food now, so I don't have to do that, because yeah, it's not nice.
Time.
But yeah.
I've got Harvey.
And Harvey, I get the best of both worlds because I look after Harvey quite a lot, don't I?
And poor old Harvey had a big op the other day, didn't he? In the vets when he had
His
Oh my
teeth
God, he had all his
24.
teeth taken out. We sent him into the vets to get his teeth cleaned, because the vet said he needs his teeth cleaned. And they phoned us up and said, he needs to have most of his teeth out, and it's going to cost you £800. And we were like, what?
We were like,
We just
"Oh."
want you to clean them. So yeah, bless him. He had all his teeth out, but then actually he had a bit of a spring in his step after that. So I think he
he's
must
much
have had
better, isn't he
quite
now?
sore mouth. Bless
We
him.
did think that he was just very gentle, didn't we, at taking food? But he must have been in like agony or something, because he used to take it really like delicately, didn't he?
Mm.
Yeah, compared to the other.
No, he
Yeah.
doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
No.
Yeah.
No, he's like, give me it.
Hayley, if you could go back to your younger self and give her advice, what would it be?
Ooh. Don't marry the first husband. I think might be up there. Sorry, Dean. Love you, but you know, it wasn't right, was it?
It's all right. There's plenty more fish in the sea.
Not where I'm looking.
Oh God.
I mean, you live and you learn. You're younger and you.
I think
No, I don't know. I actually don't regret getting married the
No.
first time. I don't really have many.
I don't
I don't
think you should
know.
regret it, because, and I think we've spoken about this before, because it has actually taught you so much about yourself.
Yeah,
like
who you want to be.
You grow into a different person every single day. Like you change so much. Like in a year, you change a lot. So by you being married to him,
Oh yeah, I've
you
definitely
learned
got my
so
sense of humour
much.
from him.
Yeah.
yeah,
He was
I was-
funny.
he was
lovely
really
guy.
you always
funny.
go on about him saying that he was so lovely. You're just 2 people, once they've grown differently,
Grown apart.
you grow apart sometimes, and that's just how it is, unfortunately.
See, what I would do if I went back to tell my younger self, I would say, always trust your gut instinct.
Oh yeah.
Because I think a lot of the time when you're younger, you follow your heart, don't you? And you think, oh, this is going to be right and everything. And actually, if you followed your gut, it is always right. And I think that would be my biggest thing to say to me.
I think maybe love yourself more.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I loved myself when I
Yeah.
was younger.
And don't you think now now I look at myself and I'm like, oh, you know, I wish I was how I was back in my 20s, and then but in my 20s I was I didn't like photos of myself at all. But now I'm like, I was hot, like great thick hair. The kids took that away from me, but but you know, you just think, why are you always so hard on yourself? Just be a little bit nicer and kinder to yourself. Yeah.
Good question.
How
What about you, Scarlett?
What would you tell your elder self?
Elder self. What?
Because she's 19.
Yeah, but she was still young.
Yeah.
What have you learned? What would you tell your younger self?
I would tell. I mean, I agree with both of yours, and I think trust your gut, definitely. But one thing that I would have told my younger self as well is, don't change yourself due to someone else's opinion. Like, why do you need to change because other people don't like you, or other people have this opinion about you or narrative? Like,
that's a good one.
My friends, they can give me their opinion because they know me.
Yeah.
If you don't even have my number or anything, you have no right to give your opinion because you don't know me.
Yeah.
And that is something that I'm still learning, and I think everyone carries on learning that, but
definitely.
It's definitely something that I've learned. And also something is that that relates to that is that all you can be is yourself. You cannot change others. So all you can do is think about what's best for you and carry on with your life and think about what you want for yourself in the future.
I think when you're worried about what other people think all the time, you're not always that authentic. Like, you're not always being yourself. And actually, your weird, kooky, funky self is actually the best version of you, and the one that everyone's going to love. If you're trying to please everyone all the time, you're kind of putting a facade on.
I think that you shouldn't take judgment from someone that you wouldn't take advice from. And I think that's probably...
That is such a good one, That's a really good one.
That.
Agreed.
Definitely.
Good advice, guys.
Oh, God.
Gurus.
Interior design and advice. Life advice.
Hayley,
Yes.
what do you hope listeners take away from the podcast?
Just knowledge. Like, every time I do a podcast, I learn. And I'm sure you guys have said that we just learn all the time. And I've been an interior designer for a long time, and in the industry for 23 years, and I'm still learning.
What's the best thing you've learned on the podcast?
Paint your kitchen blue if you want to lose weight.
Really?
Yeah. Have you not heard that one?
No.
The Marianne Shillingford website. The Marianne Shillingford podcast. She talks about colour in the kitchen and like what colour to paint things. I was really surprised at that one. I suppose that. Yeah.
What's one thing that people don't know about you that would surprise them?
I think that most people don't know about me, except from people that are close with me, for instance, like you guys, is that I can be very extroverted. Like, most of the time I am so confident, but I am also the most introverted person you could meet. Like, when I get home, I just like to not go on my phone. I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to be by myself. And I think that is something that I really love and am lucky for. Be happy, like, spending time with just myself. And I love just having a quiet moment. So for instance, when we go to events and I've had, like, my confidence has been like up the roof, I've been talking for ages, hours, I'm then at my point where I'm like, social battery's gone and I need to be by myself now, otherwise I'm gonna get really overwhelmed. So yeah, I mean, I can be so loud and that's who I am, but I'm also, if you really get to know me, I actually just really
like that all the time.
I just really like being by myself and being quiet. So that's one thing.
I love my own company.
Me too. I never used to, but I do. I love it now. I'm reading a book and just having a lovely time.
Oh, what's your favourite book?
Oh, do you know what? I don't read. I used to read like real life stories, mainly about, and this might sound a bit weird, like children getting kidnapped or
Trauma.
Yeah. But I'm currently reading a lady called Cara. She's on TikTok, and she just brought out a book, and it's called Gin and Phonics. So she's like a middle class mum, and it's just an easy read. I read a couple of chapters before I go to bed with my sleep tea. And it's just nice to kind of wind down rather than I do get lost in that TikTok hole. And I've thought, no, I'm not doing that before I go to sleep now. I'm just going to have a little quiet time. So I light a candle in my bed and have my sleep tea. And
I'm reading a book called Super Processed People at the moment, and I am obsessed with nutrition, and it's just made me bake.
Yeah.
But then I'm baking and then I'm eating, which is not good.
Not necessarily. What do you mean it's not good?
Oh, it's not good. I'm eating the book is about kind of how there's loads of crap in our food, and there's loads of additives, and that's giving us obesity and cancer and a whole load of stuff. So things like bulking agents and stuff like that. And I started looking at it. So I've got a 9-year-old son called Liam, who's amazing, and I started looking at all the stuff that I was putting in his lunchbox, and there was just crap in it. It was like bulking agents and it just like emulsifiers and all this crap. And I was like, right, okay, I'm going to start baking him stuff like flapjacks and stuff. So you just got butter and sugar and oats. There's nothing else. You know what's in it. But the trouble is, they're really good. And I'm like, I'll just have one of those. Sorry, Harvey.
I'll tell you what, when I finish my book, I'll lend you mine, because it's a bit of an easier read.
Okay, yeah. I don't want to stop.
I don't want to read that.
I'm terrible. I'm always reading like some really heavy shit.
I know. I'm like, I just want to like switch off and...
I'm like that.
Yeah. If I was reading that, I'd be terrified.
Yeah, I can't.
Maybe that's why I'm so anxious.
I don't get entertained reading stuff like that. It's really hard for me to read. Like, I used to never read, but now I love it. Like, I read all the time.
What's your favourite book?
My favourite book. I mean, so because of my ADHD, I couldn't read. Like, I would have loved to have read when I was younger, but it's just I got so distracted. So when I saw on TikTok, obviously, this book went viral, and it's called It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, and they've actually just brought out a movie.
Oh, have you seen it?
Yeah. It's okay. I have notes.
Oh.
Notes for what?
Well, it's just the book to the film. I prefer the book. There's just a lot of things that they miss out on. So I would say that's my favourite book because it got me into reading. But my favourite book is called Hopeless by Colleen Hoover. And it's not that I'm like obsessed with kind of the romance side. I like looking at how she adapts kind of like real life trauma and makes it into a book to make people aware without actually realising that she's making people aware, if you get what I mean. So in Hopeless, she talks about this child who just couldn't feel certain emotions, so physical like acts, even though she wanted to, and she never knew why. And then later on in the book, she finds out that she went through a lot with her dad when she was younger, and then it all came running back. It was like sexual awareness. So, and I think that the way it's been adapted into that book, it's amazing because it's actually making people more aware without even realizing. And I love books like that, where it's actually teaching someone without realizing. Like even with It Ends With Us, it's talking about violence and abuse and how there is another way out of it if you're strong in yourself. Yeah. So I'm really into them type of books at the moment.
Sorry about that. We had someone at the door. Found my parcel that went missing last week.
Yay, sewing stuff.
I'm gonna learn how to make some curtains. I'm just learning how to sew. I got a sewing machine for Christmas. Excited.
What did you get for Christmas, Hannah?
Sorry. Lots of lovely things. Something that I would take on a desert island with me.
So our final question is, if you were on a desert island, what 3 things would you take with you?
PG.
Got tips.
Hannah, you go first.
What would I take with me? I would take like a blanket because I'm always cold. Is that bad?
Yeah.
Or, but like, you know, like a thick waterproof one so it didn't get wet in the rain. Maybe some sort of, I would say a lighter, but I'd run out of gas, but like a flint so I could always make a fire. So then I'm not cold.
Very practical of you. You're very practical. And what was the third thing?
And the third thing would be, oh, I don't know. Some like beach shoes.
Very, very practical. That was a very not Hannah answer.
In case I, oh gosh, excuse the dog.
You're such a mum.
In case I had to walk through like the woodland area that would be there, and you know, get coconuts or bananas, and then I could climb trees with my grippy shoes. So I'd be warm, could eat hot bananas.
No, I like hot
walk
bananas.
places.
How about you, Scarlett?
A parachute, so I can have a look at the island. Like just
Yeah, but how are you going to get up there?
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's the thing I'd have to figure out. But also with a parachute, I can use it as a blanket as well.
True.
It's two in
Yeah, or
one.
a
Yeah.
tent, yeah.
Double
I
up.
would take my Crocs because I don't like the feeling of sand on my feet,
Mhm.
and I would take a hammer.
Why?
What do you mean?
You
Why?
could use like a large rock to bang things in with.
Did I have hammers?
I really like the way that I can hold them.
Yeah, like a hammer, just hammer in some bits, like make my own little
Some
village.
bits.
Make my own little village.
What about you?
Mascara
Oh.
would be my first one.
But no one's
it?
going to see you.
I don't care.
Okay.
Would it be,
I-
it'd have to be waterproof, surely.
Yeah, waterproof mascara and a mirror,
And what,
so I could apply it.
So that's two things.
Oh, an air fryer.
No, you wouldn't plug it
You
in.
haven't got any electricity though, would
Oh,
you?
yeah. I was about to
And
say
I
air
think
fry
probably,
fish.
I think that your lighter is a good one
Yeah.
because making a fire is probably
Like
quite
flint.
important.
Just
yeah.
some matches.
But definitely mascara. Mascara has
'cause-
always been my
Because
list.
if you think about it, if you take matches and you strike them and it's windy or wet, they won't light.
Done.
The lighter will run out of gas. So if you take a flint, you can always use a stick to.
fair. That was quite smart.
You're a bit
I
clever.
know.
you are.
Maybe I should have Bear Grylls on the podcast with me.
Yeah.
That would
Oh.
be fun. Hi, Bear.
No, I take out my parachute.
Mm.
I know what I'm
What?
going to
What?
do.
What?
Scuba diving gear.
Oh.
So I can have a look under the island, get some fish.
Well, it's better than looking over the top of it.
Shut up. What? I just thought like going around the island like that. Oi, that's where I live. Hey.
I made that.
I know,
I
right?
made that village with my hammer.
So thank you very much for listening to the About Us. If you've got this far, well done. I hope we've entertained you a little bit and got you to get to know us a little bit more. And we hope that you'll keep listening to the podcast and we'll keep teaching and keep meeting
Hopefully
some
we
nice
haven't-
guests.
Hopefully we haven't put you off.
Scared you off. We do normally
Quite
educate
professional.
you.
Yeah, we've got some quite heavy ones coming up,
Yeah.
but then we've got some fun ones as well.
Mm.
So some of them are pretty heavy, but they'll teach you a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, we hope you enjoy.
Yes.
And
Thank you for listening.
thank you for listening. I'd like to just say a massive thank you to iLive for supplying the fabric for the curtains behind
Yeah,
us.
And my water bottle.
And your water bottle. Oh my goodness, it's a nice water bottle.
I was looking
Thank you,
around to see
James.
if I had anything. Sorry, James. Like,
To Nature Wall, who supplied the panelling behind us. And to, who else have we got? We've got Still Leather.
Vestcom.
Oh. Vestcom for the wallpaper.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Still Leather from Lyndhurst Group, which is
Mhm.
a sustainable faux leather, which is very durable. And I've this has been in the warehouse for quite a
Yeah.
few
Yeah.
months, and I've definitely tried to trash it, and I haven't succeeded.
Yeah.
Not intentionally.
Not tried,
Sorry,
yeah.
Robert. So thank you, Robert, from the Lyndhurst Group for that, and for Carlick for making the sofa
Yeah,
because they made us this for the
Mhm.
restaurant show last year, which we've recycled for the
Mhm.
podcast. Carndine for the flooring.
And then Malone
you, Rob.
Fabrics. For
Malone Fabrics.
pillows.
For this one, that was Robert from Lyndhurst Group as well. So yeah, thank you everyone who's helped us with the podcast. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Adidas,
Thank
for my
you.
shoes. If you could send me some free ones, that'd be great.
And thank you, Hannah, and thank you, Scarlett,
Well,
for
thank you, Hayley.
giving us an insight into who you are. It's been a pleasure.
It has.
It will be the last.
You're fired.
Why did you mention about the spoon?
So thank you for tuning into the Interior Design Podcast. You will find us on socials, interiordesign.podcast. Subscribed on YouTube for more interesting videos and content about interior design so we can teach you a thing or two if that's what you want. And we will see you next time. Keep watching.
Bye.
Bye.